Do you have a 5.3 you want to build but don't know how? Then this video is for you because I'm going to show you every step of the way on how to build a 5.3. Let's get to it. Alright guys, in the last one we got our head resurfaced and we lapped all our valves. So now it's time to throw all our valves in and throw on our valve springs. Let's get to it. Once our valves are good to go, we're going to spray them off with some brake cleaner, make sure there's no valve compound left on there. Then we're going to lube up this shaft right here before we throw them in. I just put a little oil on my fingers and put it on the shaft itself, then threw the valves in and we're good to go there. We got all our valves in there, now let's start throwing on our valve springs. But first things first, we got to throw in our brand new valve stem seals on here. This is what they're looking like. These came with the cam kit that I bought, but we're going to oil these up and the shafts and the little surface where the valve stem seals sit on. I'm just going to get some oil and just put it all around right here on this area. I'll show you right here. So you just take a little oil on our fingers. We're going to put it all on that shaft and where the valve stem seal is going to sit itself. Then we're also going to take a little oil just like this and put some in the valve stem seal itself. Oil gets on these things naturally, so don't be afraid to put a little oil. Then we're going to get us a snow cone straw and we're going to stick it through the valve. This is going to help us get the valve stem seal over the valve itself on that little hump on the valve so it doesn't tear the valve stem seal. I'll show you a closer look on what I mean in a second. But once we got our valve stem seal over that little hump on the valve, just push it all the way down and you're good to go. You got a new valve stem seal installed. If you're confused about the snow cone straw, this is what it's going to look like. The snow cone straw fits perfectly over that little groove on the valve. That's why I use that. But this little groove right here on the valve is what I'm talking about. We're putting this end of the snow cone straw on that so the valve stem seal can just slide over it and it doesn't get caught on there and tear the valve. And this whole little shaft is what I'm talking about that we oiled up beforehand. And see, it fits perfectly on there. This is a snow cone straw we're using. But once we got all our valve stem seals on there, we can start throwing on our springs now. This is what it should be looking like before we push them down. And to push the valve springs down, you're going to need a tool like this. I got this one off Amazon. Our valve spring top hat is also going to get a little oil on the underside also. Then we're going to put our valve compressor tool on just like this. Then we can start compressing our valve springs once we tighten those two bolts. And you want to make sure it lines up perfectly so it does not hit the valves. They just go straight up. Our springs are compressed. Now we're going to come with our keepers right here. These are brand new. You can get these at O'Reilly's. They're about $2 for the pair, $14 a set I want to say. But this is what they're looking like. There's a bigger side and there's a smaller side. The smaller side of them is going to face down. These only go one way. This is how you want your keepers to look once you get them in there right. Maybe a little hard, you might have to mess with them a little, but you want to make sure your valve doesn't fall whenever you're doing that or it'll make it harder. But once you got them in there right, just lift up on your valve tool and easy as that. We got our valve springs, new keepers, and valve stem seals all installed. Now we can start throwing these heads on, get our block together. But if you want to see that, you're going to have to hit that follow and stay tuned for the next one. And I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.